Sports Snippets, Dennis Sullivan, Sunday, the 16th of February. Hope you're having a great weekend, NBA All-Star Weekend, a perfect time, if there is one, actually. This is definitely a perfect time to do a Miami Heat update, where we're at. A few things have happened here the last week or two with the trade in the last few weeks, and a little bit of a different look now for the Miami Heat bench. I will discuss that, and I'm not overly excited about the recent changes, recent trade, but I am giving it a thumbs up, and I'll get into that in just a second, in just a moment here. If you do like the content of this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get right into it, guys. Going first, we have the additions. Point number one on the snippets board, the additions to the roster of the Miami Heat. I mean, you gotta like the Jay Crowder addition coming off the bench. He is a consistent player. He's going to get you 10, 12 points, 6, 7, maybe a little bit more than 7 rebounds, depending on really how much time he gets, how many minutes. He should get a decent amount of minutes from game to game. So I think our big addition is Crowder, and of course Andre Iguodala. Big veteran as far as experience goes, championship performances. He's been in finals. He has a long career. 36 years old. Maybe, of course, past his best years. I'm sure he would. I would think he would admit that. I don't know, but he's still a good player, good contributor, and brings a lot to the Miami Heat. So that's a nice positive. Of course, you lose James Johnson. That's a loss right there. I heard he's playing well for Minnesota. So, I mean, you have to give up some talent to get some good players. And, of course, we did give up Justice Winslow, which was a loss. But with Justice Winslow, we never know quite what the story is going to be as far as injuries go. And he has had a battle with injuries throughout the season. There's no secret to that. So we take, we take the losses with the gains. The new players that are on board. The Heat bench now, as we go to point number 2, looking really strong, because you're looking at both Iguodala, and Crowder coming off the bench, and now you have Goran Dragic, of course, that's still he's been on the bench all year. Kelly Olynyk's a good player off the bench. Tyler Hero, of course. Derek Jones Jr., slam dunk champion. Congratulations to him. So these are all, it's definitely a deep team, and we've known this all along. I mean, the Heat this season are a deep team. It's just, the question remains, are we good enough to take on a team like Milwaukee or Toronto in a 7-game series? So that's where, the big questions lie, and we will be getting some answers soon, because there's only 28 games left regular season for the Heat. Playoffs will start, I'm pretty sure, barring a historical collapse. The Heat will be in the playoffs. As far as the Eastern Conference, let's discuss that real quick. Point number 3, Eastern Conference, I mean, if you look at it right now, the Heat are our 4th seed. 35-19. We've lost 6 of our last 10, and really what's happened is throughout the new additions and the trade and all of that, and what we will be resolving, I am very confident, is that we will be solidifying more in a rotation type thing. We will be solidifying the bench and who's expected to play what role and all that good stuff, because that's been the question mark for the Heat this year, if there is one, in my humble opinion, and that is, the bench has seemed to be a pretty good one, but it's always a work in progress. So now we're going to actually, in all likelihood, being optimistic, in the next 6 weeks or so, we are going to see, next 6-7 weeks, this bench play out, with the additions to the team. And I like our situation moving forward. Now, with the 4th seed, of course, we don't want to lose any more ground, because if you get in the top 4 seeds, it goes without saying, you're going to have home court advantage first round of the playoffs. Once you slip into that 5th seed, now you're not going to have home court advantage in that first round. So Heat are holding on tight at 35-19 to the 4th seed. We're about 3 games behind the Boston Celtics, who are 38-16, holding on to that 3rd seed. Really good job by them. They've been hot. Toronto Raptors have been beyond hot. I mean, it got to a point where they were just basically not losing games at all. So they finally lost one. I think they were up to like 12 or 13 games in a row. The Raptors sit at 40-15. So the Heat are 4.5 games behind the Raptors. Of course, Milwaukee's 46-8. So Milwaukee's pretty much got the 1st seed locked up. I mean, a lot has to happen for them to lose that 1st seed. That's just a thought. I mean, the 76ers are in the 5th seed. They're only a game and a half behind the Heat. So when play resumes on Thursday, the 20th of February, the Heat better be ready, because we don't want to fall into that 5th seed, number one. The way I see it is this. 5th seed right now, 76ers. Pacers are 6th seed. It's really a 1 through 6 setup. No disrespect to the Nets or the Magic, but I mean, Nets are sitting there at 25-28, Magic are 24-31. The Wizards are hanging around. Right now they would not make the playoffs, but they are 20-33. Here's the thing. You want to get, ideally, that 2nd seed where the Heat are 4.5 games out, because you get that 2nd seed, you're playing the Nets in the first round if the season were to end today. Chances are it's going to be either Nets or Magic as the 7th seed. They're very close to one another. And they're, in all likelihood, barring a Wizards, which the Wizards aren't that far behind, but it's going to be one of those 3 teams, that's for sure. Nets, Magic, Wizards as a 2nd seed. Bucks, same story as a 1st seed. Once you get into that 3rd seed, because here's what happens in that first round, as we know, it's 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5. So let's pretend the Celtics were to play the Pacers and the Heat at a 4th seed were to play Philadelphia 76ers. Do we have a much more difficult matchup than the Celtics would against the Pacers? I don't really think so, and that's because from what I've seen of the Pacers this year, I mean, they're a good team. So again, that 3, 4, 5, 6, that's the key right there. 3 through 6 in the East. You just want to get that home court in the 3rd or 4th seed. There you go. Ideally, as mentioned, you want to get that 2nd seed, but the Raptors don't seem to want to lose any games anymore, so they're sitting there at 40-15 in really good shape. So that's where we're at. I mean, the Heat get back from the break, you got to start winning games and keep winning games, because you don't want to fall into that 5th, 6th seed type of situation. That would not be good. So my outlook is positive. Point number 4, my outlook is positive. We do have things to work on, though. Remember, this is a team that hasn't been playing that great lately. We did have some big losses on the road, some tough places to play, like at Portland, we took a loss. At Utah, I mean, that's a tough trip. You're playing those teams on the road. Always tough to play in those cities for an Eastern Conference team. The Heat come back and get some Eastern Conference basketball going again, and a little bit better opportunities to kind of get back towards the Raptors or Celtics. That's the key. Let's just, win some games and see if you can make a run at the 2nd or 3rd seed. That's the key right there. Do I think we could do it? I mean, there's a chance. Right now, though, seeds 3 and 4, to me, really don't make much of a difference the way it's set up right now, because you're either playing the Sixers or the Pacers, and they're both good teams. Pacers are sitting at 32-23, and they've been losing some games lately. I think they've lost like 7 out of 10. But that's a strong roster. I mean, that's a deep team. They're not bad at all, and that's not. I remember when the Heat played them. I mean, that's a pretty good team. So we'll see what happens, everyone. We'll see what happens. We shall see. So looking ahead, the Heat have next two games are going to be Thursday the 20th at Atlanta playing the Hawks on Thursday the 20th, and then the next home game for the Heat will be next Saturday coming up on the 22nd at home against Cleveland. I mean, the Hawk game on Thursday, that won't be as easy. Hawks are improved now, a lot of young talent, a lot of good players that are kind of unproven, but moving into respectability. And of course, they have the awesome guard, Trey. He's an awesome guard. So he's a upcoming star, actually, Trey Young. So that's actually a big game coming into Thursday night's action. Also checked just now as far as the Atlanta Hawks, what kind of basketball they were playing right before the All-Star break. Looks like they had lost just wanted to look up this myself a little bit earlier today. So Hawks come into Thursday's game losing 3 out of 4 right before the All-Star break. But you have Trey Young, as mentioned. He could score 40, 50 points on any given night the way he's been playing. So got to get ready for that, everyone. Got to get ready for the young and talented Atlanta Hawks, and then Saturday against Cleveland. It would be awesome to win these first two coming out of the break, which would give us a 37-19 record. But Heat, as of right now, sit at 35 wins, 19 losses, fourth best record in the Eastern Conference. Got to get a top 4. Right now, the Heat are sitting right there at number 4 as far as seeding goes. So I will follow up, guys, as we move into more and deeper into the season, but about 28 games left. That's it, guys. That is it. 28 or so. Yeah, 28 games. We'll see what happens. Miami Heat, it's been a good year, but we got to get the whole role setup going, off the bench. We got to get our whole team reset in a sense, after losing Justice Winslow, after now not having a James Johnson. So, I mean, James Johnson was healthy at the time of the trade. Justice Winslow's a loss. I mean, he's had some good seasons with the Heat. So we're going to have to get around that. But as stated, we do get some good talent moving forward. Sports Snippets, that's all for now. I'll see you, you, next time. If you're watching this Sunday, enjoy the All-Star game. If you're seeing this video after Sunday, hope you did enjoy the All-Star game. And that's all for now. Until next time. Thank you.